Join me for this slow Thursday morning. This is how I exist when all of my clients cancel. I drink coffee first thing, and some people think that's not good for your nervous system. I say I don't care. I love drinking coffee first thing in the morning. I've tried to cut it out before, and it never lasts. So rather than shaming myself for doing something that I obviously enjoy, I choose to love myself anyways and just drink the damn coffee because life is short and you deserve to drink coffee if that's what you like. To me, having a regulated nervous system means that I choose love and peace over guilt, shame, and fear as often as I can throughout my day. And so when these moments arise, when you have the option to either shame yourself or love yourself anyways, I hope you choose to love yourself anyways because that's what you deserve. We've been taught that the way that we exist and the things that we do are wrong, and in order to be better, we have to completely shift everything about ourselves, but that's just not the case. This human journey is less about being perfect and making the quote unquote healthy choice always, and more about bringing awareness to you, your habits, what you like, what you don't like, and choosing to observe your life from a neutral place of love and compassion. And then using your internal guidance system, your intuition, to decide what needs to shift out of your life and what gets to stay. But it's up to you. So if you're in a cycle of shaming yourself for something that you do and you do it every single day and you continue to shame yourself every single time you do it, I would suggest to bring awareness to that inner critic, to that inner version of you that feels the need to shame you for something that you obviously enjoy doing, and to shift this perspective to have loving awareness and compassion for yourself as you do it every single day. That's how I choose to live my life. I am totally human and totally spiritual at the same time. Both get to exist, and I don't shame one or the other. I do choose to do things to make my life easier, such as set up things for me to do first thing in the morning so I don't automatically grab my phone. So I'll leave a couple books and a journal out on the table so that's the first thing I see when I sit down to drink my coffee. And then I have options. I can use my phone, or I can journal, or I can read. It's less about controlling myself and more so about giving myself options and then surrendering to whichever option I choose and loving myself no matter what. This looks like gently choosing to course correct yourself into a healthier timeline without the need for shame and guilt and judgment. And when your thoughts do get loud, choosing to do something such as journaling. That's what I did this morning. I chose to journal over read because my thoughts were very loud and I was being consumed with a lot of pressure from my internal egoic voice. I'll put the journal prompts I use down below. They were very helpful for me this morning when I woke up in this state of mental chaos. Just because you wake up to a mental state of chaos doesn't mean the rest of your day needs to be chaotic. Just bringing awareness to what's going on within is good enough. I like to go outside with baby cat, with Taz. We go outside. She likes it when I go outside and just stand with her. She likes to have a little companion on the earth. Obviously, I woke up first before I filmed this, so she goes outside first thing. I wake up to hearing her meowing at me, so she already went outside, but then came back in. But I'm gonna go spend some time with her outside. We're gonna feed the deer. I love feeding the deer. I love the earth, and I feel like this is a small way I'm able to give back, especially in the wintertime when they're hungry. You know, this is their home too. This is their land too. And every year they're developing more land, at least out where I live. So there's less and less raw land for the deer to survive and eat off of. People are putting chemicals on the plants in their yard because they don't want the deer to eat them. So this is my way of giving back to the deer population in this area. But anyway, here's baby cat having her little jungle baby moment in the woods. She really loves when you just stand outside and watch her climb around on the trees.
I love you, baby.
She's very good at climbing trees. And then we just kind of wander around the yard together. And it's very effing cold, but I took off my slippers and I put my feet on the earth because this is also something that helps me when my thoughts are going buck wild crazy. So I just randomly walked around the yard with Taz, put my feet on the earth until my toes were frozen, and I had to put my slippers back on. Yeah, and this pink thing I'm wearing is a Snuggie. Well, it's technically called something else, but I just call it a Snuggie. You can see my breath. It was so cold this morning. Murph was like, "You can't trick me, Mom. I know you came in and set up something and then went back outside. You can't trick me." He's so cute. Now it's treat time. Both of the babies get treats. Here comes Murph. That's what wakes him up every morning is when I start giving baby cat treats. He says, "Oh, I'm up. I'm up for some treats." Murph does this thing where he'll go out the front door and he always comes back in the back door. And if you don't notice that he's there, he'll just sit and bark until you let him in because he's just a little weirdo that way. So funny. I've been in a sort of stagnant period with moving my body. I can't seem to find the encouragement or motivation to get to the gym. I haven't been in the mood to strength train or do anything super intense. It's only been within the past week or so that I really have gotten back into the routine of getting into the gym. I haven't always had the healthiest perspective on why we should move our bodies. And so I think I just burnt myself out with the self criticism. I'm choosing now to bring myself back into the habit of moving my body, but from a softer, gentler, more loving, and acceptable approach where I'm doing it because I love myself, not because I hate myself and I want my body to change. And so with this shift, I'm really focusing on cycle syncing, and I talk about that later on in this video. I'm in my inner autumn right now. So this is good for just Pilates, light strength training, yoga, slowing down, getting ready for winter. You know, oftentimes we move so fast and we forget that, especially women, people with a uterus, move at a completely different pace than men. We are on a 28-day cycle, and so our energy fluctuates depending on the day of the month. Whereas men, the masculine, they have a 24-hour cycle, so their energy resets every morning. So with this in mind, it can be very beneficial to begin syncing your life to your menstrual cycle. You don't have to do it all at once, just starting with little things. For example, the way you exercise can be a great place to start with syncing your cycle up with the way you live your life. And truly, truly learning to communicate with ourselves in a loving, compassionate, kind, and gentle way so that we feel cared for and nurtured by ourselves, so that we don't feel forced into anything that feels like it's too much right now. If you keep hitting block after block, it may just be that you're forcing yourself into too much, and it might be time to just slow down and rest and integrate for a little while. There's nothing wrong with that. Rest is productive. Rest is productive. I didn't want to make too big of a breakfast since I'm about to go into the gym, but I needed something in my tummy, so I cut up some cheese, some Gouda, sliced some apples and some avocado. And I made my own lemon pepper on top of my avocado. It was really good. Salt, pepper, and lemon. I've been really into eating nice, whole, nutrient-dense foods this past year. Way less processed, way more whole, delicious food. But yeah, rest is equally as productive as movement, as getting shit done. And when we can tune back in with the moon and with the natural rhythm of the woman's menstrual cycle, we will learn exactly how to utilize our energy in a beneficial way for us to be our most successful, aligned, magnificent, magical version of ourselves. Which, I don't know about y'all, that's exactly who I want to be.
I'll be back, okay, baby? I'm just going to the gym. I'm just going to the gym. Love ya.
Love you.
I know where baby cat is.
Want me to go find her?
No. I'm choosing to sync my cycle with my exercise routine, which I have the wisdom, I have the knowledge, I know how to do this, I just haven't done it. I've been in resistance to this. I've had an attachment of what my body will look like if I change my workout style, my workout routine. But I just know this will make me feel holistically better, because when you're going full force strength training during times such as your inner fall or your follicular phase, or during your winter, which is when you're on your actual period, you are draining your life force energy. You are not in flow with the wisdom of Mother Earth. You are going directly against the wisdom of the earth when you force yourself to lift heavy weights during these times. And so I want to explain a little bit about what kinds of exercises are good for you during day 1 of your period, during day 1 of your cycle through day 7, which is when you are bleeding. It is probably best to do very light, gentle yoga or stretching, going for nice walks, but really just resting during this time, soaking up the inner winter, soaking in the wisdom that is being gifted to you at this time. This is when the veil is the thinnest and you have a more direct connection to your higher self and to the divine to communicate with you different concepts and ideas and just like intuitive things. And then day 8 till about day 11 is your inner spring, when you're starting to gain momentum again. You're starting to pick up, catalyze. It's like a catalyst for your energy, and it's very important to gently ease yourself into the summertime. You don't want to go full force because you're going to deplete your energy. This is a time to conserve energy while gently beginning to move back into it. So I would suggest light strength training. You can start strength training again. I would not recommend HIIT. I would recommend light strength training, perhaps some Pilates, a little bit more intense yoga styles, and really just easing yourself into your summer, which is day 12 to about day 17, 18, which is when ovulation occurs, and it's in your inner summer that you can go full force. Start lifting heavy. This is when you're going to meet your PRs. This is when you're going to feel the best of your best, and you're just going to be able to get it all done. You're going to feel like Superwoman during this time. So have at it. Lift as heavy as you want. Do HIIT training if you want. Get on the Peloton if you want to have an intense Peloton workout. And then about day 18, 17, 19 is when ovulation occurs. And this is when you want to start forcing yourself to slow back down, right? Because the momentum is going. You are in this forward moving momentum, and it may still feel good. You may still feel energized, but this is a time to conserve your energy for the fall and winter seasons. Like the trees, when it's spring and fall, when there's a lot of rain, the trees don't just soak up all of that water, they conserve it, and they actually teach their young how to conserve water and nutrients for the drier months, such as summer or winter. Okay, so think of the trees and conservation. It's about slowing down, starting to kind of hit the brakes just a little bit as you move into fall. And so about day 17, 18, 19, all the way through day 28, you're going to be in your inner fall. So you want to start doing less strength training, perhaps some light strength training, perhaps some Pilates, moving back into yoga, going for walks. And this is also the time when our inner critic is the loudest. This is the time where you may feel ugly or too fat, too thin, not big enough, but whatever. This is when your inner critic is going to be rearing its head and it's going to be the loudest. So just being mindful of this, because it doesn't mean that it's the truth, it just means this is when you are the most critical of yourself and others. So just bringing awareness, compassion, trust, and love into this space as you prepare the deep dive into your inner winter. Okay, the fall is showing you all the ways, not necessarily about your body, but about your life, all of the ways that could improve, or how processes could be smoother, or how different conversations that you perhaps need to have with loved ones or with your partner or with your friends. Okay, so just bringing awareness to these places in your life that your inner critic is showing you needs some adjustment, and then moving into the inner winter, day 1 of your period, bringing the voice, bringing the concerns of your inner critic into the depths of the winter time, and asking for guidance in the areas that came up during the fall, asking for wisdom from your higher self, from the divine, from your ancestors, and really just diving deep into this space with whoever you trust, whoever you talk to, so that when inner spring comes again, day 8, day 7, day 8, depending on your cycle, now you can start taking action on the things that were bothering you in your inner fall, and that you dove deep into a womb space, into the void with the mother, into the void with the divine, and you really got some clear intuitive guidance and wisdom about the things that were bothering you in the fall during your winter, so that in your spring and summer months you can be reborn and have those conversations, make the shifts, make the changes that would make the processes move more smoothly for you. Learning to be more in tune with the wisdom of the earth, moving with the earth rather than in resistance to the earth. Okay, this is going to be so beneficial for you rebuilding trust with yourself and with your body. Okay, I'm gonna head into the gym now.
I did a light little Pilates routine and then sat on the bike for probably about 40 minutes. It was good. I felt good to move my body. I really can't trick Murph with these videos. He keeps wondering why I come in and then immediately leave and walk back in again. Yeah, I'm gonna take a shower and just enjoy the rest of my day. I have some errands to run. I just updated my skincare routine with some new nice products that I've been really wanting to purchase. I'm very excited about that. It always makes me feel very luxurious. And then I made a 3-egg omelet with goat cheese, dill, spinach. It was delicious before I walked Murph and headed out the door to run some errands for the day.
This is probably the most real thing I can show you right now, and that's, I'm about to take a little bite straight out of the pan from this cake I made yesterday. And I'm not doing any of my dishes until after I go run my errands. So I'm gonna leave my dishes in the sink. Yeah, this cake is so good. It's like a chocolate
strawberry mousse cake with an Oreo crust at the bottom. So I'm gonna eat like 1 or 2 bites of this and then I'm gonna go run my errands. And I also think this is where I'm gonna end the video. So if you stayed this far, thank you for joining me on this slow morning in my life. I really appreciate your attention and time. This was so fun to film. Okay, bye. Love you guys.